6 and 35 Premier League games last year.
But I think, the problem was what we saw in front of goals. It was falling over the ball.
Yeah.
It was,
and there was more of that in this match.
It was snatching at chances. It was rushing chances. There was a real lack of composure. But as Stevie said, if you have a physical big guy or a Lukaku type player who's going to come short for the ball at times, and then you've got Werner making those out to in runs from the left, that still worries you as an opposing manager defence, because you think, okay, we now got to worry about a player like Lukaku if he signs, but we've also got the pace, or it could be a Pulisic, but possibly a Timo Werner. But I don't see Chelsea trying to win the title with him as an out-and-out front man. I just don't think that will happen.
Frank, what do you think about his role with Chelsea? Can he hold on to not just a spot in the team, but maybe a spot in the 11?
It's going to be difficult for him. We saw some too much of clumsiness about him, and the doubt is in his head. And as long as he will still have this doubt, it's going to be hard for him to improve. But I remember, for the elders to know, maybe you remember Jean-Pierre Papin when he came from Bruges the first year in Marseille. That was awful. All the volley were going in the stands everywhere, and he worked so hard that he came back and became the Papin that we know, even winning the Ballon d'Or, being a fantastic striker. So I want to hope and believe that it's possible for Werner, but he will have to work very hard, and especially psychologically. But it's going to be hard for him. And for me, it's been the main concern that I have about Chelsea offensively. They won the Champions League, for me, almost without an attack, a good front line, and they desperately need for me a Lukaku. That's for sure. And after we'll see how it works. I still believe that Manchester City is the favourite, but I believe Chelsea has something to play, but they need a big forward for sure.
If City won the league so easily without any number 9s, why can't Chelsea?
Well, I don't think you can turn around and say City won the league very easily.
They didn't last year?
No. Listen, we've all sat here and said they won the league because of the defence. That's why they won the league last year. They didn't win the league because of previous years when they've blasted teams out of the water with goals and 4 and 5-0 victories. They have quality. They just didn't have what Chelsea are missing right now, and that's a proper centre forward. Jesus is a good player. Jesus will score some goals. But if you want to be the champions of Europe and win the Premier League confidently, then you need a player like that. Just the fact that they had so much quality that they could play a Foden or a De Bruyne or a Sterling. They had choices.
And they didn't get the challenge.
It's not ideal, but it worked.
And they didn't get the challenge. Sorry, Frank. And they didn't get the challenge that they thought they were going to get because Liverpool had
they won some of the most 12 points.
Well, Liverpool had the most horrendous injuries, particularly at the back. I mean, you're just not going to challenge for a title when you lose almost your whole back line, well, certainly your two centre-halves for the whole season, and you having to play midfielders there. So they didn't have a challenge. Nobody else was ready. United weren't good enough to go all the way. Chelsea weren't ready. And so City were great doing what they were doing, but they didn't have that neck and neck that they had with Liverpool a couple of years ago.
Frank?
Yeah, just going back to Chelsea, I think we shouldn't give all criticisms toward Werner, because Ziyech signed as well and didn't have a good season. Havertz, scored a fantastic goal in the Champions League final, but didn't have a good season as well. And Werner signed and didn't have a good season. So it's 3 elements of the front line, and it explains everything about the bad season offensively that Chelsea had. And comparing to Manchester City, you had players who did the job comparing to some Chelsea players.
But Frank, Werner came in as an established German international. Havertz was on the fringes as a 20-year-old or a youngster. Ziyech comes in from Holland, where the league's just not up to that standard, and he was pretty weak. And I think Frank Lampard had made it known to certain people they were concerned about
he was pretty good today.
How fragile it was, pre-season friendly. Talk to me when it's the big stuff.
And Werner also. Werner was brought in to score goals.
Yeah. That's the thing. All you guys ever talk about, especially you when you talk about Chelsea, is that there's no leash for anybody, player, manager. They'll cut ties no matter how much they paid for you. Why is there such a long leash for this guy?
Who said there's a long leash?
There's a huge leash.
For who?
He's only been there 12 months.
By who?
He's only played
Thomas
here
Tuchel
12.
puts him out almost every
Well,
game.
Thomas Tuchel doesn't think he's got any better options at the moment.
Who else would you play? Tammy Abraham?
Somebody who's not gone months without
Hey,
scoring.
you know where he's going.
Oh,
you know where he's going.
Come on,
Go on,
where
say
are you
it.
going?
I'm not going to say it. No.
Come on.
Say it.
Spit it out.
Pulisic.
Say it.
Yeah, but no, Sebi, the thing,
There we
the
go.
thing, Sebi, you have to, you also have to consider what does good Werner about on his game. Today, for example, on the cross and on the goal that Ziyech scored, if Werner doesn't make the run, and that's where Stevie was talking about, before, that's where he's dangerous. Because he makes
So
some
Chelsea are
runs, he makes
content with the
good
forward
runs.
that don't score, that do the little things. That's what they paid 50 million plus
Chelsea
He's
will
been here
get
12 months,
Chelsea,
No, of course not, but
for.
you know,
12 bad months.
Chelsea will get rid of Timo Werner if he's not cutting the mustard. But until such times,
We've just sat here for minutes talking about how
It's hard to criticise
little-
a manager who's just delivered the Champions League at the end of his what was he in charge, 6 months, 5 months. It's hard to. Please get away from your crocodile tears around Christian Pulisic. If he either he plays because he likes him and he doesn't play because he likes somebody else in that particular.
I would assume that it's a lot of players on Chelsea who have seen what Timo Werner has done for months and are asking, why does this guy keep getting
But
chances?
there's other facets to Timo Werner's game that
just
Stevie and I
told you.
explained to you.
We just told you
I
that.
don't think he's going to be long term there.
Okay.
But I think for the time being, he can use him until a manner in where it's going to be effective to the team, and then Chelsea can recoup some, if not all, of that money. That'll be hard. But listen, please spare me the wise Pulisic
Right.
not playing.
All right, enough picking on me.
Too early in the. We're not picking on you.
Can we pick on
You
Frank?
picked on yourself.
You did.
I
You
did
just
that.
said, I'm going to set you two up. Hit me with the biggest custard pie you can find.
That's the
What do you
vibe
think
of the
this is? Football Americas?
No,
You don't get away with that on here.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.